There is a deeper connection and a greater holistic impact on body, mind and soul that decluttering has for our home and for our lives. Well, hi there. I'm Anne-Katrin and I'm occasionally awake. I'm here to help you experience your own occasional awakenings and learn to embrace the time in between. Welcome to my channel. Today let's talk about why decluttering is a spiritual practice. If you're watching this video, you're possibly already in decluttering fever. I certainly am. Decluttering has become a huge trend. To many people, it's the road to minimalism. And to other people, it symbolizes simply a heightened awareness of what we actually need and want in our lives, in our homes. Now, what does spiritual practice mean in the first place? It relates to understanding decluttering not as the mere act of throwing stuff out of your home, but understanding that there is a deeper connection and a greater holistic impact on body, mind and soul that decluttering has for our home and for our lives. Honestly, I'm so glad you're here right now. So please make sure to like and subscribe to become occasionally awake with me. Here are 4 reasons why decluttering is a spiritual practice. Decluttering helps us see the old in a new light. Once we become aware of the simple fact that we possibly do not need every single thing that we own, that we use, that we store in our home, we become sensitized to the energy around us, to the energy of our space, to all the things that have piled up, that have accumulated to form our home, to form our inner circle, our nest, our space of safety, our sacred space that also represents our identity, the person we have become, the person we were. Our home is also the space in which we hold the vision for our future. Space is never just space. Space is not a noun, it's a verb. It is produced. The energy and the meaning of a certain space, of a given space, is created and recreated by ourselves being in it, by the ways in which we use a certain space. Space is not a given. Space is something that is created. Space is something that becomes. And our home is the number one space where we are in charge. This is on us. That space is our responsibility. And we are not just living in that space. We are becoming in that space. Once we become aware of the importance of our surroundings for our actual life, for our body, mind, and spirit alike, we look at what we have and how we use what we have in a totally new way. This understanding makes decluttering a transformative practice. Decluttering truly holds the potential to transform the person you are right now, because all of what you already have represents your identity. And sometimes that means holding on to stuff from an old version of ourselves that is not serving us in the present, that is not serving us anymore. But still, we keep a lot of the things that didn't serve us then, that don't serve us now, but we got so used to them being in our space that we are not always aware of our power and our opportunity to make the choice to let something go. In the space where you're in charge, it is your responsibility to make that space serve the person you are becoming, to make that space serve the person you are right now. Decluttering helps us reevaluate what's already in our space and the meaning we attach to the things in our space. And certainly for some of these things, their time's up. Their time's up in our life. Everything you have is contributing to the person you are. It's contributing to your identity, to your self-concept. Everything that you surround yourself with has an energy. Our mind assigns meaning to every single object it sees. And sometimes that may just be coffee machine. But most often it's more. It's what the coffee you drink from that coffee machine, and what that coffee in the morning or during the day makes you feel like is the meaning that is also attached to the object of coffee machine. And so your mind gives every single thing around you meaning. And what we attach to meaning is always emotion. If you have that picture on the wall depicting you with a past relationship, depicting you and a friend, and you haven't been in contact for the past years and it's been bothering you, your mind is attaching meaning to that picture. Every single time you walk by, you look at it consciously and unconsciously. Somewhere at the back of your mind, there's the emotion and the meaning associated with the object that is possibly not serving you anymore, because it's representing an old version of you that you gotta release in order to become the next version of you. Decluttering helps us reevaluate what's important to our heart and our soul and what's not. Over time, most of us accumulate junk in some form or another. That's okay, it happens. But it's important to then acknowledge that and realize if there are things in our lives that do not add value anymore, or possibly never even have added any value. One of the tips that you find about decluttering is to pull out your favorite things from the shelves, out of the drawers, out of the closet, as if you went shopping. I love this concept of not actively looking for the things that you want to get rid of, especially if that's challenging for you and you struggle letting go, but to reverse engineer and take out the things that you love, the things that are so dear to your heart. Take them out first and gather all the items that you absolutely love, you adore, that you have attached positive meaning to, that you've attached positive emotions to, and then see what's left. And for many of us, what's left is still the majority of the stuff that we have, because the golden nuggets of what's really important usually is not even half of our possessions. Decluttering helps us make space for the new. This is very practical, but also metaphorical. Once we release the old, once we release the things that are associated to an old version of ourselves, or that have never even contributed to any version of us, we make space to add the things, or to... I'm thinking about cluttering again. Did you notice that? I'm like, okay, we got rid of something, so now let's get something new. No, I take this back. Once we let go of the old, we can rearrange and display the things that are really important to us. And sometimes some of the things that are most important to us and that are most representing our true self and our identity and that evoke the best emotions are stuffed somewhere at the back of a drawer, because in the front there's all this stuff that we do not really resonate with because it just piled up. But of course, making space for the new also means adding in the sense that we make space for the person we want to become. We make space for our vision. We make space for the emotions and the meaning and the things and the experiences that are part of our vision. Once we make space for the new, we not only gain the physical space, but also the mental space and the emotional space to invite new experiences, new feelings, to invite our vision, to create and recreate the identity that best serves us now. And lastly, decluttering helps us become more mindful of the things that we welcome and invite into our life and home. Once we've made space and once we've actually made the experience of what it feels like to create that space and to clean out the old, you become cautious to fill your space with more stuff. Of course, more stuff is going to come in all the time, but the question is, how will you approach that stuff? Will you let it in and evaluate? Just take a moment, be aware, be mindful if you really need that, if it adds to your space. Always ask yourself if a thing adds to your space, if an experience adds to your life, if a person adds to your life. Now you know why decluttering is a spiritual practice. Because it does not only make space for objects in our actual space, but it's so much more than that. It's about creating the environment that serves our identity, our self-concept, that serves our heart and soul, and helps us to create the person we want to become. Got any occasional awakenings yet? Because now I'd like to hear from you. So please let me know, what is the one thing that you take away from today's video? And what is a thing, an object, or a category of things that you decluttered that really made a huge impact on yourself, on your mind, body, spirit connection? Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. And if you want more insights on duality, non-duality, and the concepts in between, please visit me at occasionallyawake.com to enhance your own awakenings. Bye.